Guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I'm not sure when you're catching this, but it's Monday morning. I'm feeling good, and I'd like to share a little bit of positivity with you. Give you that little pump to start the week. It's actually a sunny day here and all. Even better. So I'm a little bit more chirpy than normal. Today is day 6 of my 5-day fast, so I'm just heading to a cafe to get some lovely scrambled eggs. They're going to be delicious, and also some coffee. Been missing my coffee this week, or last week. And I just wanted to hop on and just give you a little FYI. Okay? Really basic financial education that I have used for decades, and it's served me really, really well. Now, you know I'm a big fan of Robert Kiyosaki, and by the way guys, remember, just beware of scammers in the comments or people impersonating me. Ignore them, especially if you're new to this space. It happens on social medias. People just replicate profiles and pretend to be me. Never send me money, never send me Bitcoin, and you'll be fine. If you're interested in doing any of our courses or a targeted club or a consulting, only sign up through our website, bitcoinwithtinny.com. What would be called? And your daily exercise, as always, hit the like button. That's all we ask. It just supports the algorithm. It helps get this content out there. Because remember, the big banks don't want you to know this. The big banks don't want you to find this out. The big banks and the big entities, big government, they just want to keep you entrapped. So you are fully dependent on them, and you have no freedom, no sovereignty, and no choice. But I want to give you choice, because I'm fortunate enough to have choice. It's Monday morning. Most people are, unfortunately, have to go and slug it out in their job, and you know, I'm fortunate enough that I don't have to do that, which is really awesome. I can spend my time on my terms, which is the goal. The goal is time, I think, rather than money. Well, it depends. For some people the goal is money. For me the goal was money, but then when I became a little bit more understanding of life and the scarcity of life, I understood that time is the asset. Time is the most important thing, and to control your time is true wealth, rather than having all the money but still no control of your time. Fair enough, the Joneses think you're doing great, but you're still a slave to the system. So that was always my goal, or that is always my goal now, is time. And you know I'm a big fan of Robert Kiyosaki. Guys, hit the like button if you're on. Good to see a good crew jumping on now. We're getting more on the lives. This is good. Remember, you guys are here in the bear market, and people who build in the bear market, I promise you, by buying low, you're going to do better than in the bull market when you buy high, okay? So I can promise you're going to do better by being here now. But you know I'm a big fan of Robert Kiyosaki and his work. And if anyone's starting their journey and has no idea about investing, I always direct them to a book that I read in my 20s, and it's called Rich Dad Poor Dad. And of all the books I've read over the years on investing and money, I think that's the best starter book, because it's just simple to understand stories, and we can observe, we can understand stories much easier than trying to understand lessons. Stories, and that's why I'll always use analogies and stuff, because I think it's just easier to understand than just trying to teach someone something, or worse, tell someone this is what you do and you don't understand why you do it. So Robert Kiyosaki refers to savers as losers, okay? And I understand where he's coming from. And Robert Kiyosaki, he's a best-selling author. He's not the world, as in his own words, he's not the world's best author, but he's the best-selling author, okay? And that's because he's able to use, you know, controversial language and triggering language, and that gets attention. And attention is the currency of our generation now. If you can get attention, the people who get the most attention earn the most money, and that's how it works, okay? In this internet age, where everything is e-commerce. So Robert says savers are losers, and I disagree with him, okay? And I know the reason why he says it. It's just for hyperbole, okay, for effect. And the reason Robert says it, though, we'll just understand why Robert says savers are losers. The reason Robert says savers are losers, let me turn down this heat, it's burning the arse off me. Turn down this heat and turn down this out. Lovely, and open that window for a second. I'm burning up here. Too much heat, I didn't need it. Oh, it's 5 degrees, it is chilly today. But the reason Robert says savers are losers is because if you save money, the money deteriorates over time, and you're losing. Every day you save in the euro, you're losing value. Every day you save in the dollar or a pound sterling, you're losing your value. If you're going to save in any of the currencies, the dollar is the strongest one. But it's difficult in Ireland to get your hands on the dollar. What we can do in crypto, and a strategy I have leveraged over the years, is hold USDC, okay, or Tether or Tether USDT, okay, and that means you're getting a crypto exposure to the dollar basically. But there's counterparty risk with holding that, and because if you watch my other videos during this week, we have uncertainty about Tether. We always have uncertainty about Tether, but we now have, through Silvergate Bank, uncertainty about USDC. So at the moment, I'm not holding any USDC or Tether just because of those counterparty risk factors until there's more clarity around them. So for me, unfortunately, I can't get access to dollars. I don't have an American bank account. I wish I did. I'd transfer all my euros to dollars if I did, because it's just a stronger currency and it's going to do better over the next decade than the euro. The euro is trending to zero. Over what timeline, I don't know, but it's definitely going to zero eventually. Look at how much value it's lost in only 20 years. Okay, so that's why Robert says that savers are losers. So if we save in the money, and before I understood any of this stuff, I used to think that being rich meant that you had loads of money in the bank. And now that I understand finance a little bit better, I understand that having loads of money in the bank, you know, rich people don't do that. They have very little money in the bank because they understand that's the worst place for their money. In the Retire Early Club, we call that our security bucket. It doesn't mean we have zero money in the bank. We need our security bucket. We need liquid funds in our currency that we use, whether it's euros or wherever you're based. Okay, so that's why Robert says it. But still, okay, having the saving mentality is an amazing strategy, and it's something that, I don't know, was it instinctive? Is it because I see in my family, you know, money trouble, you know, money was never abundant in my family, so we always had to save. But saving is a skill that I learned when I was very, very young. And even when I started my first business and they were offering me a credit card, I couldn't understand why they wanted to give me a credit card. I was like, just give me a debit card. Why would I spend money I don't have? You know, in the business, I won't spend money that I don't have. So saving to me was instinctive and something that I've used all my life, and it's really helped me get ahead. Okay, and it didn't happen overnight. I would say it's more of a decade plan. If you can be a saver over a decade and you can save into something that's going to retain value. No, I'm not even going to talk about investment today. Today I'm just going to talk about saving. Doesn't matter. Even if you just save in the euro, you're going to do a hell of a lot better than if you don't save at all. Okay, so let me just pull in here. Is there free parking along here somewhere? You know? Okay, he's not happy with me. Meandering along and he wants to fly. The 30km zone, chap! Oh Jesus, he's a lunatic. He's even overtaking another car. Alright, some people are having a manic Monday, but Dinny isn't. So, let me just pull in here and chat to you for a second. And then we get parked, and then we go get scrambled eggs. Being a saver, okay, means that you live below your means. It means at the end of the month or the week or whatever, you have additional money, alright? And a lot of us, you see, when you go to school and you go through the system teaches you to live above your means. You take out a mortgage, you're living above your means by hundreds of thousands, okay? And some people say, there's no way not to take out a mortgage. You have to take out a mortgage. No, there is ways, okay? You're just not open to them. I never had a mortgage. Never had a mortgage in my life. Okay? When you're a saver, you live below your means. You only spend money that you have. You don't spend money that you don't have, okay? Now I'm not saying mortgages are bad. Using debt can be good, but with it comes risk. I don't like risk. I've been poor. I've lived in a caravan. I never want to go back there. So I'll choose not to take on risk, and I'll leave money where I could make what people call, that's easy money. You know, you just get a bit of finance there and that, and get a bit of debt on that, and rehypothecate that, and finance that, and da-da-da. I'm like, yeah, I know I can make more money. But I'm sort of happy where I am. I have the gratitude, I have the happiness. I don't need to take on risk that's going to put me back in a caravan or put me back in bankruptcy. I've seen that in 2008, okay, with people that are very close to me that were over leveraged, didn't understand the leverage, and to this day, they're carrying around with them. I don't want to go back there. I'm happy where I am. I can, you know, I don't need a Lamborghini. The i8 will do me grand. Okay, so it's all a choice. But when you have the saver's mindset, when you're prepared to live below your means, not have to keep up with the Joneses, and just go on your narrative, what you want for you. If you want more freedom in your future life, well, by living below your means today is going to provide more freedom in your future life. If you want less freedom in your future life, well, take on leverage, take on debt, and live above your means, and keep up with the Joneses, and show off to them, but secretly, you're not happy. Okay, so it's all about your happiness and your time. As I said, time is the asset. So being a saver is one of the best ways to become have more financial independence, have more control of your time, okay? And when you're a saver and you have all the money, so that's what my problem was. I had all the savings and I didn't know what to do with them. And then I needed to learn how to invest them, okay? But first you need to have the savings. First you need to be living below your means. First you need to be deferring your gratification. And I'm not telling you have to do this. I'm just saying this is what I done, and I think it's the only way I know to free yourself from the system, to give yourself more time. It's to choose that you don't need to have the whitest runners. It's a silly analogy I use, okay? These are very white, okay? But they're a year old and they're leather, so I can put them in the washing machine. So I don't really need to buy footwear. You know, and even to this day I have these frugal habits that it just breaks my, like even now I'm like, is there free parking? I'm going to the cafe, it's 300 meters up there. You can pay for parking, but like down this end is free parking. You know, call me a feckin' miser, but I'm just like, why would I pay when I can park there and walk up, and walking's good for me? You know, so it's all these little things. It's the small things add up, and you know what it's called? It's called compounding, and compounding is the 8th wonder of the world. And you don't just compound interest and finance, you compound your health, you compound your wealth, you compound your knowledge, you compound your information, you compound friendships, you compound everything, guys. It's amazing. It's an amazing skill. Being in this space has actually made me much better at money management. Awesome, Donald. Fair play, man. Thanks for the comments. Who's on there as well? Scotty's on, Dylan's on, Noel's on. Do you reckon Bitcoin could ever reach 100k? Bitcoin is guaranteed to reach 100k, as long as it doesn't break. Not financial advice. Don't take anything here as financial advice, but it's just a question of when, not if. Picture gone, Dinny. It's just the sun, probably. Dinny, lad, hope you're well. Scotty, what's crack? Guys, anyway, I'm going to go back here for find some free parking. I hope you're a saver. Understand that living below your means and saving money is something that's not common. Most people aren't savers. Most people can't come up with an extra $2,000 if they need to, okay, because they're living at their means, and it's a crazy way, especially now in the next 2 years where we're going into really hard times. Be a saver, live below your means, look poor now and be rich in the future, or just look poor in the future but have your time on your own terms, whatever you want. But just understand that saving is one of the best financial skills that you can have. Guys, have a super awesome day. Please hit the like button. We appreciate everyone that's here. Throw a comment in, let me know you're watching. Good to see the crew on this morning, and I'll throw up a picture of these scrambled eggs. Guys, I can't wait.